Okay, Grant, so we are at Saratoga Springs, 3284 Blue Heron, I think, Circle or Drive. Anyway, super exciting. Gavin Jensen, and he has a lot of really cool ideas, and it's going to be a fun project. So let me start explaining from this side and down and around. Basically, even with this mailbox, he has it planned where the electric, or he has lighting that will shoot through, and so the numbers will be lit up. You can kind of see through there, which is exciting and creative. This park strip, I think the HOA requires sod, but we're going to push for just some trees and plantings in here. And him and his wife, they love big trees, but we'll have to keep that in mind when working with the views that they have out of the back. So along here, he was thinking of having just a bed here, and we haven't determined this. He's kind of toying with not having the grass run right up against the sidewalk, so maybe we can have a different element in the border. He kind of likes the idea of a strip of grass kind of in the center, whether we create curvature or have it straight. So we can play with those ideas, and then something in this corner to kind of soften all this stuff going on. And then, of course, a bed up against the foundation of the home. So right now, this is the gas line, electric. I think the orange might be Google Fiber. I don't know if they have Google Fiber out here. You can see the property line right here. They have a wall. So there will be a pathway, fencing that comes right where the rock stops. And he mentioned moving the gas line on this side, but there will be a landing here and a concrete wall. And this is the section that, if we could expedite an idea and design for this, the contractors are ready to pour this concrete. But there's a few fun things that we could do here, because this is his office window right here, and he is really into shishake and Japanese design. So we've called this kind of the Zen area, the Zen garden. Possibly with a water feature under the steps. There's so many fun things. We could do floating concrete steps, but make this space nice, because he'll be in his office a lot, and this is where he looks out. So that's something we'll want to keep an eye on. Just a quick note, I did look, and they have run irrigation, but I think it will be flexible for whatever we do. There's like 9 valves that I've counted so far. But anyway, let's see. So this space is going to be really fun. He has a bunch of images that he has sent, but just really soften it. We're on the north side here, so we can incorporate a lot of Japanese, maples and hakone grasses, more shade loving, and stone and rock and pebbles and different things like that. So I'm excited for this, and then continue the pathway down, whether we utilize chat and steel or, I think that's going to be a more cost-effective way to go. He was kind of saying budget-wise, overall, maybe $100,000, but our goal is to design for this. So with this back area, he really likes the idea of building decks on either side of this back landing porch. And what materials we use, we need to recommend. So you can see that one's kind of elevated there. And then this one, so it could be different tiers if we wanted, or symmetrical to where it's the same on both sides. And then his idea is to have planter boxes around the deck. So just maximizing the space, and then again, a buffer zone between the grass. So a little buffer zone here with plantings and a pathway, and then a buffer zone here And then he's thinking about 6 feet off the wall, the retaining wall back there, for planting beds and water feature kind of in this area. And then a big strip of grass for the kids to play soccer. He has 4 children, 2 boys and 2 girls, ranges from 1 to 10. So we even talked about incorporating a trampoline, a round trampoline, and with all the edging and separation of things, he really likes the idea of stone separation. He sent me showed me a few examples of like some brick, but he doesn't really like the steel edging or the definitely not the plastic, but just to be a bit more creative with the separation of elements that we use in his yard to separate the grass and the flower beds. So possibly trampoline over in this area, fire feature in that corner, the shake theme of like big trees in corners, kind of creating an environment. He mentioned they had a great horned owl land on their deck, maybe even a bat house, some fun stuff like that to incorporate, and then maybe a few water features throughout. He did show me a really cool image of a water feature running all along throughout the beds with different plantings along, so we can get creative with that. Let's see, I'm trying to think of other things that we discussed. We did talk about the fence posting. He said that they're a bit off. I said that shouldn't be an issue, that we'll work with it. We can soften the the fence. I mean, it'll be vinyl most likely, so whatever we do is going to hide the majority of it, ideally. Whether we incorporate bamboos and evergreens and different things like that, kind of a kid-friendly but Japanese theme, definitely heavy zen over there, and then this could be kind of trickled through. And then up this area, I was kind of thinking almost similar to Dumas. You know, we would have to have some steps and pathway up here, and then this is where his wife would like to grow things. So maybe espalier trees against the house, and then the planter box is built up against the house, and then we can plant espalier trees, and then she can grow all her stuff out this way with some access in between each. And then again with this deck area, having the planter all the way around. So lots of fun stuff. I also took pictures from inside, shooting out their deck, off their deck. So, they have great mountain views, lake views, so kind of incorporating the whole theme into this landscape. That is mostly it back there. And then up here, just continue bed, trees, and shrubs and perennials and things like that all along the side of this driveway. And probably a similar theme carried out to his property line in the park strip. So that is the scope of this project. I think his main goal is just getting a plan and a design, and then I think he plans to implement it along with some contractors that he has in place. So that is it. Super exciting. It's going to be fun to create some fun spaces for him and his family.